can I pitch something real quick? I'll do this in front of you lovely human beings. Um, can I pitch that we do like a short form version of this? And if people are up for it, maybe do an extra session next week where it's just like after talk shit
Yes, and in fact, one thing I was
for
going to bring
4
up
hours.
is at the end of the Sunless Citadel, one of the things that we did was we did a full-on review and retrospective of good night, Kistrel, thank you for being here, of the entire module and what the module said and how I adjusted it and what our experiences were like. And I think that might be a good thing to do next time. A, because it means that I have to prepare less story for you. B, because I really enjoy like taking these modules apart and looking at them from an encounter by encounter basis. And finally, it would give me some chance to get some voice from you all regarding the lost session. When we get to that point and we're describing what's happening there, I can give each of you some time to describe the things that you enjoyed the most from that session. And then I can record myself just like a synopsis of it with your voices slotted in so that it's kind of like someone telling the story of what happened. And then I can finally start putting these sessions back on YouTube again, because that's been my big hang up is there's an entire ass session missing. So I'm hoping I can put that out, and then I will have at least a dozen hours of content to put up on YouTube after that, because we've been doing this for a little bit, friends.
Yeah. As a clarification, I mean like next week as in the 5th as opposed to our next game session, which is the 12th.
We'll figure out scheduling when we figure out scheduling. I'm fine with either doing it next week or doing it the week after. Once school starts again, you know my energy level is going to tank.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm checking to see if there were any
questions.
There are no real questions except for at what point does Kevin wonder where Clarion is?
Well, no, and it occurred to me that Kevin would know once you said that, like, they when Matthew said
Kevin
that they knew, you know, I would think that would have been passed along.
Kevin Bonewolf is not a smart man.
No, Kevin Bonewolf is definitely not a smart man.
He is not quite fence post dumb, but he's down there.
Kevin Bonewolf is going to be very, very indignant that the Guardians Guild and the mercenary and the various mercenary guilds have been told that the legend of Kevin told terrible slander about Kevin Bonewolf, calling him blockheaded and stupid and utterly incompetent.
I imagine he probably tried to eat Prettyfoot, and like Prettyfoot like beat him to the ground.
Prettyfoot has more class level than Kevin Bonewolf.
I love when I throw out like a throwaway line like go get the one we didn't eat, and everybody latches onto it and it becomes the topic of conversation for the next several minutes. I love it. It's one of the reasons I enjoy this group so much.
Calder will like want Prettyfoot to stay with Lore.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah.
I have to restring the loot. So the thing is, Rob, is that every D&D game, if you let it, the players will just do what they want. But you also have to let the players do that insane bullshit stuff, or it doesn't matter, because that insane bullshit stuff is gonna happen whether you want it to be there or not. So it's better to be like, oh no, I actually did pencil in, 20 minutes to talk about frog butts. Like that is included in my, like, I have like blocks of time, just like an extra 20 minutes here and there to talk about the most random shit, because I don't know what you people are going to do, but it sure isn't going to be the plot.
We're going to get drunk. Apparently.
That was so fun.
That was
wow.
An excellent scene.
Speaking of having fun, since I agree we should go ahead and do a shorter form here, let's go ahead and jump straight to the things that we had fun with and the other player characters that you want to shout out for this game. And let's go ahead and let's start with M this time. What's something you had fun with? I know I never start with you. I'm starting
No,
with you
it's
this time.
fine. It's okay. I hate it, but it's fine.
What did you have fun with? Who do you want
So
to
like general,
compliment?
I like enjoyed the scene where we were all like, who, like, the bonding moment. That was fun. The
Overdue
fact
as
that I
well.
got to go off. So side note, and I'm gonna like give some quick background on it. Lore from the very beginning has had the flaw of I secretly believe everyone is beneath me, and I have never had the chance to use it. And like we all know, if you look carefully or not carefully, at any of the time that she's interacted with a whole bunch of NPCs, it's somewhere between the like, I'm dealing with you because I have to deal with you, okay, thanks, bye. Or why are you talking to me? Who said you could talk to me? You keep fucking don't answer the question. It's rhetorical. And the fact that I finally got to like play with that was incredibly like, I think the only time I got to do it in game previously was when I like more or less cussed out the mayor's wife
Yeah.
Yes.
for being a dumbass. And it was just like the fact that I got to do it again was very good, because it's like, who else am I gonna like cuss out? The Draugr that like we intimidated the shit out of? Like, that wasn't my scene. That was the Charlotte's scene. So yeah. As for things like shout out, I'm gonna give a shout out to Jeff, because for two specific things. The first one was, that is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
It's not a lie. It was. I recognize
Someone's gonna
it
have
was
to go
still
back
meant
and
to be an
clip that.
insult, but it's objectively a true statement.
It wasn't meant to be an insult. It was meant to be like, your dad's a piece of shit, but that doesn't mean you have to be. And you don't generally act like a piece of shit 99% of the time, yes, but like there's still that 1%, we're gonna give it to you this time, okay? So that, and then the like at the end where he was like, just give me like a finger bone, and Laura's like, no bitch, you can't have one. Like, if you're gonna steal it from me, I'm not gonna, I am fine with you rolling sleight of hand to steal a bone from me. That's fine.
I don't have
Just
sleight
like,
of hand. I wouldn't do it.
I do.
I mean, I think you should try, but that's
Kretha might
might.
because she knows it's important.
Well,
Which
Kretha
is
does not know
fine.
any of that conversation until
I'm
we
gonna
actually get to
preemptively
that.
consent to that bullshit. That's fine for
Like
me.
Calder would absolutely just vent about it to Kretha, and Kretha
Yeah.
could proactively do it. And that's how
Kretha
we'll
would
rationalize
totally like
happening it.
steal the smallest bone she could.
Like cut to like the camera following the party as they leave the Hyacinth and Laura's estate, and Kretha like will peek into the little bundle of the single finger bone she ganked.
It's like not even a finger bone. It's like just
Like, it's
the very tip.
It's like a toe bone or something like that.
It's like just the very tip of a pinky or some shit,
Yeah.
which is fine. I want to say that I consent to like getting dice thrown at me. I consent to PvP in general.
Yeah.
But like that specifically, I'm fine with. Yeah. So that's my two thingies. The thing that I did not like about game is the fact that I do not enjoy descriptions of like dead bodies, because it makes me want to throw up, because I can viscerally smell because of my imagination is so strong. So please don't. Thank you.
Indeed. That's why we kind of moved swiftly past as soon as you mentioned that. Jeff, what's something you had fun with? What's a player character you want to shout out?
I loved the scene of bonding. I loved that description. I want to appreciate Charlotte for calling out the what the hell was Tiamat about, and like putting Calder on the spot for.
How did you know to say that?
Like being able, like, how did you know to say that? Like, seriously, you're not going to assume that I know all evil things because I'm a tiefling first? Thank you. But that said, yes, I do know a bunch of evil shit.
Yeah, because of all those cults I just casually mentioned, having grown up with.
Cults that I have been exposed to, that I just admitted to. Also, but I have a cover story for that too, so don't worry about that. But yeah, let me like flex parts of Calder, like the tiny details of Calder's physiology for one, but also like because the fact that his horns shed once a year, or he has vestigial wings and has a tail and has all of the obvious physical signs of being a tiefling, but he tries to pass as much as he can. because he knows it's only going to get worse as he ages.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun to finally flex, because it's background details that I decided literally a year ago and haven't had any chance to ever discover, because how the fuck do you bring that up?
Well.
I love that, so thank you very much for letting me do that. I love the weird how, okay, now that we're no longer under an imminent threat of death, it turns out Lauren Calder can get along, and that's terrifying. And I in particular, I appreciated the synchronicity moment of Calder and Lore aligning their hatred of the plebs.
Lore and Calder both are like, what is the point of commoners?
It is the second time, because you were both also really frustrated with the irritating commoners as they were trying to escape the dungeon. This was the second bonding moment between the two of them, both of which being over, God, these plebs are so annoying.
Third.
Which is weirdly fitting,
because the first one was over...
Nobles among each other will just turn on each other and eat each other. But the moment you give the nobles the opportunity to hate on somebody else, namely the people they step on, it's like they get along just fine.
Gail, what's something you had fun with?
This was the third bonding moment, by the way. The first one was the mayor's wife.
Oh, yes, of course. Gail, what's something you had fun with?
So, I'm going to do my shout out first, was that I loved the reveal of Kretha once we were out of, just going through a dungeon. That not only did she have nicer clothes this whole time, not only is she actually kind of sort of a noble this whole time, but also she went in while we were bickering amongst ourselves, actually showed leadership and organizational skills, and I liked that show rather than telling of Kretha is more than just being able to shoot things, and this is her first opportunity to really show it, and I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, this is her first opportunity to show basically anything that isn't being in a, imminent threat of death dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun interacting with the Durgadin knife and all of the dropping and picking up and wait, what? And the getting to be like, I'm not going to keep talking to you if you're going to be racist.
I really like that bit.
The dwarf just desperate for it. It's like, yes, the filthy goblin. What? You mean I can't hate on the filthy goblins?
Or even the Grey Dwarves. No, I really like that whole challenging the perception in Dungeons and Dragons that all Grey Dwarves are awful, and I like that you are not only challenging those dwarves on it, but you're kind of challenging the entire conceit of Grey Dwarves are always evil, which I really like.
I do, yeah. They're aren't they re-releasing the new player's handbook without
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, without assigned alignments to race, even the monstrous races now.
Yep.
Jen, what did you have fun with?
I had so much fun this entire one. It's hard to pick. I just enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed getting to get a bunch of good, humorous things to say, and I enjoyed the bonding. It was nice to actually see everybody kind of bonding, after everything. I really enjoyed the horn removal. and Durgadin, and
it was so
getting
bad.
a one
but
with
I have
advantage,
to say
that's a challenge.
Fun thing was the trip. Because I'm like, if I'm going to roll this, and I rolled a 1, and I'm like, yep. Because she doesn't know. She's never had somebody go in her head. So, I'm going to call out Jeff and M for the interactions that they did, both the bonding and the argument, because it really was kind of showing how things were different but things were the same.
And I'm gonna save my things I had fun with for next time, because I have thoughts on the entire module. I really loved this whole game. I thought it's always nice when I can kind of take a back seat and let you all do the driving for a little bit. I wanted to give you a chance to sort of wrap up your characters to whatever extent you wanted to. for this module. I had a great time. Next time, we're going to talk a little bit more about the module and things that we had fun with all around. For now, we are coming up on the end of our stream, so let's go ahead and go around in the same order one more time. 30 seconds for your pluggables, anything that you want to share, anything that you want people to find or follow, starting with M. Ready, set, go.
I'm M. I am 1 silver key on all of the places I exist on the internet.
Excellent. Playing Spiritfarer last. Jeff.
That was earlier today. It'll be Skyrim tomorrow.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Still Tired and Angry.
Excellent. Gail, you were doing some Tumblr stuff, weren't you?
Yeah, I made a side Tumblr. It's mostly for Echo, but he's coming back, and it's a measure of separation, but it's spelled slightly wrong, so I can. I'll post it.
Yeah,
in the
drop
chat.
it in chat. Jen, where can people find you?
I am the Swedish Geekball on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram.
and Instagram. And then I do have an Etsy shop that I have just opened to start selling prints and original pieces of art. And that is Winter Rose Art Shop.
And
no spaces, because they don't let you do spaces.
Gail, you have a fan. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at MathDemigod. You can find me on YouTube, where I put the VODs of this exact stream at least once I get the lost session all taken care of. You can find that at youtube.com/gamingmathematically. And I think I still don't have the YouTube command up and running just yet. No. With that in mind, friends, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. We should be back. I'm not sure, probably in 2 weeks, but maybe in a week. Stay tuned.
If you're on Facebook, we put up a thing like at least the Monday or sometimes the Sunday before, like a thingy. We're also gonna see if we can promote it on either my Twitter, possibly other people's Twitters. So
Perfect.
Follow us so that you can get heads up when things are gonna go.
Sounds like a great plan. Thank you very much. We are gonna do let's see. We've got a few people still here. I am going to do a quick raid on a friend of mine who is currently playing Pokemon. This is Nassif. He's a good guy. He's not playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're only here for D&D, great to see you. Have a good one. Everyone else, we are raiding Chaotic Beats.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.